What's up, Zero Game? My name is Zero Vlogs, and today we're going to be discussing, is Biden the president? Now, as you guys know, there's a lot of stuff that's been going on. We got Fox News literally cutting off their own conservatives so they can't make a point. We have people saying Trump, he's rigging the election, he's a sore loser, he won't let the whole thing go, guys. I got nice eyebrows, by the way. And we're going to get into this video. So the first thing I kind of want to discuss is a little bit on how you should subscribe and like this YouTube video, because it actually helps out a lot in the algorithm, and that will help this video be seen by millions of others. Well, I don't get even 1 million views, so we'll just say about a couple of hundred of others, alright? But in all seriousness, let's just discuss this a little bit. First thing I want to discuss is the integrity of the election is super important, whether you're a conservative or a Democrat. Regardless of what side you're on, blue or red, it's really important that the election is, we count all the legal votes, and it's really important that whichever side wins is legit, because if the next person becomes the president and the American people feel like they didn't win the election legitimately, that can cause a lot of problems, like serious issues. It can make people not even listen, it can make people riot, it can even start, a civil war. We don't want that. I like being able to turn my faucet on and have water. Able to not eat my dog for survival. So, I don't know about you guys, but unless you guys feel like eating your cats and your kittens, your birds, I don't think a civil war is a very good idea. So guys, it's really important that the integrity of the election keeps the tip-top condition, because if it doesn't, then you might just be eating your bird or your dog or your kittens. Mittens might be lunch tomorrow if a civil war happens, because we won't be able to actually go to the store and get the food that we need, so you're gonna have to find it somewhere, right? Unless you're a cannibal, I think you're gonna be eating your animals. One of the biggest problems I feel that what Biden said was that he's gonna come after people's guns, and regardless of which side you're on gun rights, the main thing is that if you viciously or just come after someone's guns, they're not gonna let you take them. A lot of people that feel very strongly about gun rights, they're not gonna let someone just come up and take them. If people are just going in, as Biden said, just taking your guns, that's not gonna end very well. Look at history, it didn't end well then, and it won't end well now. So I would say that's something very stupid. I don't think he's actually going to do that. For the people that have been asking, I don't think it's going to really happen. I do feel that there are going to be laws to the point where it's going to be really difficult to get it, but I can never see guns completely going away. And a really big issue with this is that a lot of people don't understand that criminals get guns illegally, so you aren't really stopping the criminals from getting guns. All you're doing is making it more difficult for the people like myself and you that's watching this guy. I'm going to assume you're a decent human being, to actually protect yourself from the people that's trying to invade your home. And I think we're going to need our legal guns, especially if a civil war is going to break out, because I know if someone comes to my door, all I have is my hands, my teeth, and my dog. And I don't know about you guys, but I think a gun will be a lot better than that. Other thing I want to discuss is that people feel like Biden won. Biden never won. He was never the president. He wasn't even the president-elect. The media is just saying that, and the media just makes up a bunch of stuff. That's really important that you guys actually don't get your news from the media, even though that's what the news is, huh? But it's really important that you guys don't really listen too much like CNN. Fox News is absolutely the worst thing ever created on mankind. Fox News literally goes against the conservative party, even though they're a conservative news channel. Fox News are traitors, and if you're getting news from them, don't. The only thing worse than CNN is Fox News, and then the rest of them are all just pretty much garbage. But if you notice, a lot of the time with the media, they'll say a bunch of stuff that has no actual real fact to back it up. And anytime they say stuff like, oh, there was no evidence whatsoever, there could be a bunch of evidence, and they will just say there's no evidence. So another really important thing, don't get your news from Fox News. I know they're saying that Biden won, but Biden never won. It has to go through the government. There's a bunch of processes that have to go through, and they won't let Biden sign the papers to even become president. There is no winner at the moment. At the time of this recording, actually, there's no winner. By the time I upload this, I really hope someone doesn't actually win, and this video is gonna look really stupid. So I really hope that I can get this video out in time. But at the time of this recording, there is no actual next president. There isn't a winner. They're still trying to figure out the voter fraud and stuff like that. I know a lot of you guys have been saying, where's the evidence, Casco? I wouldn't see the evidence based on my last video. Where's the evidence? So I'm gonna bring you guys a little bit more evidence in this video. Just sit tight, and again, make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, because I want to send you guys a lot of more footage. I just want to kind of break down a couple of things that I saw in my comments from my last video about Joe Biden cheating in the election. So I wanted to cover a bunch of things, and that was one of the main things, that there is no winner at the moment. Honestly, my personal opinions, I feel like Trump is going to win, and not just because I like Trump or etc. It's more the fact that with all the fraud that's going on, I'm almost beginning to believe that Biden and his campaign probably almost had no dealings with this, which I highly doubt. But maybe a lot of people just hated Trump so bad that they just kind of messed the whole election up for Biden. I think that's even possible, that they're trying to, cheat the system, and it was a little too obvious with the cheating. So I kind of feel like a bunch of idiots kind of messed it up for Biden, and because of that, now Trump is going to win when probably Biden could have won. Another thing I want to cover is that for Biden to be so unpopular, I see it very unlikely for him to get that many votes. And the reason is because if you want to look at someone's popularity, you can easily go on a hashtag, right? So if you go on any hashtag, look up on Twitter, look up on Instagram, look up on even TikTok. Yes, I said TikTok. Look up even on TikTok, and you guys will see how popular someone is. Basically, if someone's hashtag under their name is under around 1 million, they're not very popular. Even 1 million is kind of low. If you look up the hashtag for Trump, it is in like the billions. If you look at the hashtag for anything about Trump, it's in the millions. 100 millions, billions, etc. And if you look up Joe Biden, the highest hashtag he has, which is just Joe Biden, I might add, is only 100,000 hashtags used for his name. I was gonna say retweets, but only 100,000. That's extremely low, especially for him to be running for president. It's very unlikely that he's that popular. I know people can say, well, Trump was kind of already a celebrity, but you gotta go by popularity. And Trump is more popular, period. So I find it very unlikely that so many people would vote for someone that's so unpopular, and to have him have more votes or be more popular than Obama, especially in 2008, or even get more votes than Obama, or get more votes than Obama from black people in 2008 is very unlikely and just kind of impossible and unbelievable. It got to a point where even conservatives that didn't even agree with Obama's policy, that were black, they actually voted for Obama just because he was black. And you want to tell me that he got more votes this year than the first black president? I highly doubt that. My final thoughts on this is that I think the most important thing to do now is to kind of like look at ourselves as the American people and realize that it's us against them, not so much as like each side. It is us, the American people, against the government. I hate to go into conspiracies, but if you really want to add it up, that's pretty much what it boils down to. It's us against them, guys, and we all need to cooperate and work together and try to see the differences. On both sides, there's good and bad. And I really feel that your political view doesn't dictate who you are. You could be a great person just because you like Trump. You could be a great person just because you like Biden. But you also have to really think about what is the bigger picture. You have to look at the whole picture. And I really feel like the media really wants like division. They want you to pick a side. And I was kind of on the gravy train too, like, oh, Trump, blah, 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 blah. But it isn't really so much that simple. I begin to learn that regardless of whatever side you pick, that's what they want. And I feel like the American people really need to come together and really realize that it's okay to have a side or an opinion, but the most important thing is that you don't really lose, what we're all in it together type of thing. It's kind of us against the rich, so to speak. I'm not saying rich people are bad, but just the mindset. Because whoever is in office, Republican or Democrat, the rich gets richer off of both of those people. And you can say, oh, well, they tax the rich more. Okay, but that hurts you, because if they tax the rich more, then that means that they make less money. And rich people are very, very smart. They're not going to make less money. So all they're going to do is just lay off a bunch of people and pay you less, so you make less money. In fact, rich people are quite needed because they give jobs. Without rich people to have enough money to hire employees, there wouldn't be any jobs. So I feel that's really, really important. I feel like a lot of people don't think about that it's really, really useful to have rich people like the way they are, because they have so much money that they can give you money so long as you work for it. If all the rich people are paying us bad, how are we going to make any money? So that's one of the really bad things, at least in my opinion, about taxing the rich so hard, because this makes everyone poorer. Now, when the rich get a bunch of tax cuts, well, they have more money, right? So then they usually pay you more money. That's how I'm able to have such a high-paying job, and so on with other people that have a high-paying job, because that means that their boss is making so much money. It gives you the chance to get to your boss's levels if you know how to play your cards right, whether that's, want to own homes or own your own business or whatever, it gives you that ability. And that should be your goal, is to not work for a person for so long and, you know, bank on retirement, but to own your own business, or even use that job to get a better education so you can get a better business. And I won't get into school, 'cause I feel like school is a whole nother subject, but I mean the traditional way. So I really feel like you guys need to really understand about like kind of a lot of Biden's policies, because I think that a lot of people voted for him and they didn't really know what they were voting. I saw people on Twitter, they're like, oh, well, if I would have known he would have done lockdown, then I wouldn't have voted for him. Well, I think that's really important to know that before you vote for the guy, isn't it? Alright guys, so we are going to watch the very last video. I wanted to show you guys the proof that, you know, there's evidence, the proof of the evidence that you guys were, you know, talking crap in the last video for Biden. I want to show you guys the proof, and also he isn't the president. She was trying to show the evidence on Fox News, but they cut her off. So this is the official video where she pretty much talks about the evidence and all the stuff that they found about voter fraud. And I haven't seen this video myself, so I'm hoping it's going to be some really good evidence, because I truly believe the election was rigged to make Biden win, and I feel that the election was rigged to make people happy and like, yeah, Biden won, people are partying in the streets, the beating of Trump dolls, yada yada yada. And then when they find out Trump wins, they're going to be so angry that they, you know, are attacking their own people. I have a video for that for you guys too. They're attacking their own supporters, and two, they're going to probably start a civil war, or something crazy is going to happen, because that was the ideal anyway. I got good videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. And again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, comment. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Do you guys still think that this is BS, even though we're about to watch a video of complete evidence? So let's get into the video, guys.
Example, you brought a pile of them with you tonight.
That's right, I did, Sean. We keep hearing the drumbeat of where is the evidence? Right here, Sean. 234 pages of sworn affidavits. These are real people, real allegations, signed with notaries, who are alleging the following, among other contentions. They are alleging, this is one county, Wayne County, Michigan. They are saying that there was a batch of ballots where 60% had the same signature. They are saying that 35 ballots had no voter record, but they were counted anyway. That 50 ballots were run multiple times through a tabulation machine. That one woman said her son was deceased, but nevertheless somehow voted. These are one of many, many allegations in one county, in a county no less, where our poll watchers were in many cases threatened with racial harassment.
I did show you guys that
they
one
were
right
pushed
there.
out of the way, and Democrat challengers were handing out documents how to distract GOP challengers. These are real, and anyone who cares about transparency and the integrity of the system should want this to pursue to the discovery phase.
I agree.
You know, I would imagine, Ronna McDaniel, if this was the Democrats and the margins were this thin, and you had this many people, you know, a sworn affidavit. Well, you do that, are you going to get 240 people willing to risk the charge of perjury to sign an affidavit and say that I saw something I didn't see? That's a stretch for me. Then you add to that the voting laws about partisan observers can be there for the entire vote count. And we know in many states that didn't happen. I'm trying to wrap my head around, how do you remedy this to the point where anybody is going to believe any results that this has any integrity, or that people can have confidence in. And then you compare it to states like Florida and Ohio, two swing states. You got to call those races, you know, 8:30 or 9 in Florida, for example.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you saw Politico put out a poll that 70% of Republicans don't have faith in the results of this election right now. And this is why. It's been rigged from the beginning.
Yep.
Rigged from the laws that were being passed
she's on our side, guys. I took it back.
to create a porous election. Rigged in the sense that they kicked Republicans out of poll watching and observing. Why do you do that if you have nothing to hide?
Yeah,
and now you have a media that's rigging it again by saying, we're not going to even listen to these stories. We're not even going to validate the 11,000 incident reports that we have, the 500 affidavits we have across these states, people testifying under oath how they were disenfranchised from this problem. That's the problem. And the other thing is, it is stealing. When you validate a vote that shouldn't be in, you are stealing from a voter that voted legally. So when you see these people in Detroit saying, we saw batches of votes that were invalidated, they had the wrong name, they didn't live there, they weren't a resident, they were deceased, and then you put them back in the pile of valid votes, which is what some of these affidavits maintain, That is stealing. You are stealing from people who are voting legally. And the media, right now, by refusing to report on this, is stealing our faith in the election process.
That's
Tell
true.
the
That's what I was
story.
saying. Like,
Talk
people are
about
gonna
the
feel
people who
that.
are being disenfranchised. People across this country deserve to have election integrity, faith in our election system, and believe that there is election integrity. And that's why the RNC is going to pursue this to the very end. We can never let this happen again.
Agreed.
You said 11,000
exactly
incident reports. Explain that.
11,000. So 11,000 people have come forward and said, or incidents of they were at a poll site and these things. So we vet them. We get statements from them, and then we put it in front of the attorneys, and then we get affidavits. It is a long process. And remember, just as Ryan said, the canvasses aren't even done right now. So during the canvass process in Detroit alone, we are coming across absentee ballots that were cast that have no address, that don't correlate with a precinct. So these are things that we're discovering the more we go. We don't even have all the information. The data teams haven't been able to go in and analyze the software. That's why these subpoenas are so important. So it is a long process, and people need to be patient. And the media keeps saying, where's the evidence? Where's the evidence? Because they're not giving us time to show it. But even the evidence we're putting forward, they're deciding, oh, we're not going to report it, or we're going to break away from press conferences.
That's true, though.
And we don't want to hear from these 500 people who have signed affidavits talking about what they saw with this election.
Isn't it a lot of it, Kaylee, when you get down to it, if all of a sudden we've never done this before, where you're going to have people that didn't even solicit a ballot, they're being mailed ballots, okay, are we checking the rolls? I understand, for example, in the state of Georgia, that there's a case building there where, for example, there had been a lawsuit, Georgia Democratic Party, the Democratic National Senatorial Committee and Congressional Committee, and they came to an agreement, and the agreement would allow, they have one database that every day of voters' signature is checked by. But then they had in Georgia, if you requested an absentee ballot, that as long as the application signature matched the signature of the person that voted, that would be okay, when the whole purpose would be what's the one on file, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then you have states like Pennsylvania where they just threw away signature verification altogether. These are key methods we use to make sure the people voting are actually the people who are deserving of the enfranchisement of that ballot. Here in Michigan, again, one county, 234 pages of affidavits. In this case, there are multiple eyewitnesses who said, we went to the poll books to go find the voter. We observed them go to the poll books, not find the voter, and enter in a new entry with the birth date of January 1st, 1900. Tell me how that works. Integrity in the system.
That's a very happy old
matters.
person. Look, I think
that is a very happy old person.
Yeah.
I think there's some pretty darn good evidence overall. If I find anything else out, guys, I'm definitely gonna be posting it here first. So you guys make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And I want to comment your thoughts. I want to know what you guys think. I want to know if you guys have anything else for me to cover, man. I want to keep up to date to all this stuff, man. I've been bum rushed with so many different video ideas and so many different stuff that you guys want me to cover. But I would only cover the juiciest of the juicy stuff. I want to cover the juicy fruits, all right, guys, just for you guys, so you guys can make sure you come to my channel first. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. And remember, guys, I'm not arrogant. I'm just confident.